Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast, Talking Ravens all day, every day. I'm your host, Jeff B. My co-host, Miss Shannon Finch. This is episode 39 for the YouTube channel. And for the audio version, it's episode season 1, episode 33 or 34. All the links are right there in the description, so y'all can go check it out right there. Sorry for the late start. Trying to go live off my computer and having a little issues. So I'm gonna get that squared away. So I'll use my phone until I get the adapter that I need. But hey, we still gonna give you a show. So Shannon, it's Shannon Day to lead
Hmm.
the show. So I'm gonna let her get to it.
All right. So I know we probably all hope to be done with talking about Lamar at least for a couple of days, speaking about the same things. But Lamar being Lamar, he gave us something to talk about. 3 days ago, he made a tweet that basically just shocked the world, requesting a trade, spelling out that it's basically like he feels like he's not being valued by the Ravens. He requested a trade on March the 2nd. And then I believe yesterday or the day before that, he tweeted about he was like answering questions from fans in reference to his injuries, in reference to missing the playoffs. Seems like he was also responding to different reports or quotes from owners that may have been concerned about his health or people being concerned about him not playing because of money. So, with everything that went on this week, with everything Lamar tweeted, what were you thinking when you saw all of his tweets?
A frustrated young man, frustrated. Like I said, every single thing he do is gonna be critique right now. So now he's like, I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the misinformation. So he just basically just like he just had enough, and he just going to just speak his truth. But so that's all it is. He's just frustrated, man. He's human. He's human. So he's definitely doing some stuff a little uncharacteristic because he's always been a humble and guy and respectful, but still is. I'm just saying he's human. Everybody has a boiling point. Every day you gotta hear people say, "Oh, well, he ain't worth this," or "He's only worth this." He ain't do this. He only can do this. So it's just like he been hearing that his whole life. So
Hmm.
it just he just reached a boiling point with him. Like you know what, man? I'm tired of being Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Humble. I'm gonna go ahead and drag now. And a wise man said, "You got no one to hold him and one to fold him." And that's what I'm all folding him right now. He held him long enough, but Dion definitely reached out to him, which was good. He told him let fools be fools. He said anybody that knows football know you can play, brother. So don't try to be people that sit in front of the couch eating potato chips and stuff like that. And Shannon Sharp basically said the same thing today. So he definitely just gotta just take a deep get away, go take a trip somewhere and just take your mind off everything and let the chips fall where they may, whether it be here with the Ravens or with another team. So that's just my whole thoughts on that. He's frustrated.
Well, one thing I'm going to say, because I just when you just said that Prime was telling him like, don't respond to fools, it made me think about when Harbaugh said, these are just people talking like at the end of the bar,
Right.
and a lot of fans was bothered by that. So what's the difference between John Harbaugh saying what he said and Prime saying what he said? Y'all
It's
was all up in arms about that, and it's the same thing.
Deion Sanders and it's John Harbaugh. So no,
Exactly. Just as long as you can admit your bias, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
not a bias, just a
Um,
like Deion Sanders is here. John Harbaugh is right here. Like, and I love Harbaugh.
not I'm not. It ain't even. It's not even about who's better. To me, that's I'm just saying it's two the same situations.
Yeah.
They asked John Harbaugh a question about people and their opinion, and he said something along the lines of the guys at the end of the bar. And Prime is telling Lamar the same thing, basically like, don't respond to fools, like don't worry about what they saying. It's the same thing. John Harbaugh not worried about the guy on the bar running his mouth, and Prime is telling Lamar, don't worry about the fools on Twitter. But I just like to call out the hypocrisy sometimes in people when you say certain things. But at least if you can admit your bias, then I'm good
I
with
would
that.
say this. I would
You
say
just like Prime.
no. I like Harbaugh too. I would say this: the difference between Harbaugh and Prime. Harbaugh knows the issues and don't want to address it head on. Like he didn't like not saying he has to say, "Oh, Greg Roman is terrible. He needs to go." That'd be unprofessional. But he needs to address the problems and that's what people get frustrated for. Like, don't everything can't be cliche. Everything can't be cliche. You gotta be straightforward. Like, man, if we suck on offense, be honest about it. Like a lot of other coaches do it all the time, right? Ryan, he was as blunt as
Hey,
he could.
you shouldn't be that way though. You should still always be professional. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, like I don't think that he needs to come out bashing people.
No, 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 no,
But
no. That's what I'm saying, Shannon. He can do it in a professional manner. Yeah, he can address the questions at hand and do it in a respectful manner without, hurt nobody's feelings. But you can't just keep saying everybody, hey, we're gonna keep practicing and trying. Like nobody want
to
to.
me, to me, that's coach talk. I don't expect to get as long as John Harbaugh has been, and I'm gonna tell you my opinion on Lamar his tweets. But as long as John Harbaugh has been our coach, we know what it is. So like, I don't get mad about him. That's like me getting mad about Joe Flacco not showing emotion when that's been the way he's been the whole time he's been here. Like, I'm not going to expect you to be outside yourself just because I want answers. You know what I mean? Like, that's my only thing. But when I saw Lamar's tweets, at first I said, "Here we go again." And I said that because, again, it's Lamar tweeting something online where the national media, local media, fans, everybody can take it and run with it, and everybody got an opinion. So his first tweet said he tweeted about requesting his trade on March the 2nd. I was just like, okay, good. Now we know what it is. He requested to leave because he didn't like, what they offered. That he feels like they're not valuing him, so he wants to go. He didn't badmouth the organization. He didn't talk about scheme. He didn't talk about not having weapons. His whole tweet to me just sounded like it was about money. And in that instance, when I read it, I was just thinking like, okay, well, go talk to teams then. Like you've been able to talk to teams for at that point almost 3 weeks. And I feel like if you was going to put it out there that you requested a trade on March the 2nd, why didn't you post that when free agency first opened? I mean, if you're going to put it out there, like you just said, put it out there, put it out there. Saying it this week to me just seemed desperate. And I think it seemed desperate in a sense because first of all, I think it was like a chess move for Lamar. He knew it was going to be the owners meeting. He knew that owners, coaches, GMs were going to be talking to the media. The Ravens had posted at 9:45 a.m. that John Harbaugh was going to be going. I'm having a press conference at 10:45. Lamar purposely tweeted what he tweeted minutes before John. I mean, John Harbaugh was like sitting down when the tweets was popping up. You know what I mean? Like, so John Harbaugh didn't have time to prepare, and I think that Lamar did that on purpose because now you have to answer questions about Lamar requesting a trade. My thing with Lamar is if you was going to do that, I feel like you should have done it earlier than that. Before teams started signing guys, other quarterbacks, around the league, we seen it happen and we kept saying, okay, maybe not that team, because you see them drafting quarterback. I mean, not drafting, but picking up other quarterbacks. So I just felt like it was a calculated move. But why now? Why now? Nothing's holding you back from negotiating with any team that you want to or that wants to negotiate with you. Go find a deal that you think you're worth because, as you said, you think the Ravens don't value you. So then when I saw he was tweeting like doing a Q&A, I was like, okay, Lamar must be bored. Like he must have just been on one. He must have had some free time because he was just seemed like he was responding to everybody that had something to say. You're talking about your injury. You're talking about why you didn't come to the playoff game. These are things that we wanted to know 3 months ago, right? So just like you said about John Harbaugh wanting somebody to be honest, I mean, you could have told us 3 months ago when everybody was calling you a quitter and thinking you quit on the team. You could have said, I didn't quit. The reason why I didn't fly was da da da. You could have said that then, but again, everything is calculated with Lamar. And I said this weeks ago, like he's calculated with what he responds to and what he posts on Twitter. And then he posts did he post yesterday? I forgot what the other part responding to the Falcons owner. I feel like it was a response to the Falcons owner because the Falcons owner was the only person that referenced his injuries. Everybody else gave PC answers as to why they wouldn't go after Lamar. And I think his name is Arthur Blank.
Yeah,
He mentioned Lamar's injury. So then Lamar gets on Twitter and starts talking about his injury again. So for me, like I said, it's more or less like I feel like he's calculated. Like I told you before, I feel like Lamar's in a tough spot, and this is why people are going to keep saying he needs an agent because agents can protect you from the emotional part of negotiations. Like Lamar's feelings are hurt. At the end of the day, his feelings are hurt. I mean, you said it. all of his life he's had to prove himself because people have doubted him, wanted him to do particular things, and he wanted to do this, right? And he's right back as a professional 5 years in, and he's feeling like the same thing is happening over and over again. But the Ravens love Lamar. Like, I don't know how much more they can say I love Lamar. You have John Harbaugh, Eric DeCosta, Sashi Brown saying that we haven't heard from Steve Bisciotti, but Steve Bisciotti doesn't sound like he doesn't want Lamar. It's just a matter of the finances, right? So Lamar tweeted before that they offered him the 3 years, 133. You negotiated that. But what was wrong with that? What's wrong with a 3 year deal? What would it take for you to get a deal done with the Ravens so that this whole thing can be over with? Because as much as everybody want to make Lamar out to be a victim, and this is no disrespect, I'm saying this respectfully, he's adding a lot of fuel to this fire too.
Right.
He's giving everybody stuff to talk about. If you're going to negotiate with the Ravens or you're going to negotiate with another team, the Ravens aren't holding you back from doing that. Go do that. Because right now it's like you're wasting time. Everybody's wasting time. Then it also makes me feel like, do you want to be here with the Ravens? Did you post that as a tactic to try to make the Ravens jump? Not to trade you, but to up the ante and what they're trying to, what you want them to pay you. The problem is you don't have anybody that's, seem to be knocking at your door right now. But you keep posting these tweets. It's just not helping anything. Like I said last week, who are you trying to prove this stuff to? You're going to release an interview with yourself or with your production company for what? For what? At this point, what do you need to say? To me, the focus needs to be getting a contract. Somebody posted a tweet today showing the difference of payments between him and Josh Allen, and how much as far as what they've made because Josh Allen already got his extension. I'm just like, Lamar, you leaving money on the table. This is not me saying take whatever is offered. I'm just saying handle your business. Go negotiate. Go find your value before you get to a point of people saying, you know what? No, maybe I don't want Lamar. These college quarterbacks are having their pro days. Some guys can make you change your mind in a minute. Shoot, I might want to go with Anthony, but they call him AR-15, right? I might want to go with him. He's like Lamar. Everybody say he's like Lamar. He's going to be cheaper. If I'm the coach, I'm in a position to draft him if I love him. Lamar sitting on Twitter going back and forth with everybody. Lamar putting numbers on Twitter. I might not want to, engage with that. So I'm saying all that to say, Lamar, in Baltimore, we love you. For the most part, most people want you to come back. Stop tweeting. Stop. I feel like you've said everything you need to say at this point. Just stop tweeting because it's not helping you in no way. Because all it does is make more people talk about what's going on, pointing to your flaws, what they think is flaws, and nothing's getting done. And if this goes on past the draft and into spring training and the mini training camp and then training, this will be a mess. If I was him, I would want this to be completely over with. Again, that's not to say take whatever is offered. That's just to say get back to the negotiation table. Everybody's not going to appreciate you. The Ravens wanted you to be quarterback. They drafted you to be quarterback. They let go of their Super Bowl winning quarterback for you to be their quarterback. And that's not to say to give no discounts, but that's just to say don't act like you aren't valued. You know what I mean? This is money. Money issues can be you can finagle contracts a bunch of ways to make sure that Lamar gets what he wants. Maybe it can be incentive based. I don't know. But to me, just get off of Twitter and get back to the table and negotiate with the Baltimore Ravens. That's what I think.
I totally agree. He definitely need to just have Mama be like an advisor. Not that you gotta kick her to the curb and not like that. You can just have her advise. But go holler at Tall Franks. Go holler at Deshaun Watson agent. I mean, them guys say they'll take you on. I don't know how much they'll charge him or not, like, but he can afford it. Trust me, it's not gonna hurt him. Sometimes you need the middleman is the middleman for the reason. Every middleman
Mm-hmm.
cut out, and that's the agent. Like some people like Roquan, he made our. It's easier for a linebacker to negotiate a contract because that position is expendable. Feel me? And today,
Mm-hmm.
go get a guy in the seventh round, play middle linebacker. Quarterback, not so much. Not unless you Shanahan and McVay that system. you can, but even then, it's like a hope and a pride. They like the stuff that Brock Purdy was doing. That was just like you said. That was just did nobody knew about him like that? No film. He had weapons. He had to see him
Hmm.
see right defense, and it won't probably be as easy next year. If he starts because now it's film and all the people know his strengths, his weaknesses. So that's why it's the quarterback position is just a delicate position because if you get this wrong, everybody's losing their job. So, that's why I
Well,
say,
I do want to say one thing because you mentioned his mother. He responded to somebody in his comments on Instagram that referenced like they said something like, get an agent, Lamar, something about his mom. Like they mentioned his mom. Like all of us people, we seem to think that his mother is his agent or his mother is speaking for him. And Lamar said verbatim in the comments, his mother don't have anything to do with this. So again, I'm gonna take Lamar at his word when he say things. So I can't keep saying his mom, his mom, his mom because I don't think that she's like negotiating for him. Now, could she be advising him? Possibly because who doesn't talk to their mom or their dad? You know what I mean? So that's not a bad thing, but I don't think that she's really like sitting in on meetings and trying to negotiate contracts or anything for him. Like I don't think that's the situation.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case. But like I said, because I know she's been integral in his life. Like she basically told the other college scouts like he's not gonna play that because y'all gonna trust his position. Bobby Petrino talked to her. Me talked to
Hmm.
them. He talked to her. She was the one that said, hey, my son not playing all positions. So of course it's different now because it's millions of dollars on the table and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure she's still in this corner in some way. And when I say that is just still go holler at somebody. What I mean, work something. I'm pretty sure percentage wise, with the money they're gonna get for you in the deal, you can afford to give them 4%, whatever. I don't whatever percent is, but definitely he definitely has to. After this put away, he definitely has to think about getting somebody to represent him, officially. But
Yep. So
far as
the next, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
one lowest nugget that we can move. Far as like the court team looking at rookie quarterbacks and all that, which is fine. There's only three of them that is worth anything. CJ, Anthony Richardson, he's still a project, and Bryce, and he got size. Will Levis is he gonna go in first round by default. He's not gonna be that good. He's at so those the only quarterbacks that's to pick from. So a team still can use his services. So well, I guess once all this blow over, somebody gonna throw a sneaky off out there. Like I could see the Commanders doing it. Once Magic or somebody take that team over, Magic, that's something Magic could do because he loves Lamar. So or like I said, the coach might say, "Man, Anthony, we ain't seen enough of Anthony Richardson for us to put out sticking him. I'll rather go ahead and take chances with a former league MVP. Yeah, the injuries. We had Andrew Luck here getting beat the fuck up. Injuries compared to his injury history is child's play, family. So yeah,
Yeah. So okay, with what you just said, if we had Andrew Luck and all of his injuries, why would they want to bring in Lamar and get injured too? He just was hurt for the past 2 years. That's something the coach probably like, no, we
but
don't want to go down that path again.
let me finish.
No, I mean, because you mentioned that, like, yeah,
No, because
don't get Lamar beat up. I like Andrew Luck, but don't send Lamar over there to get beat up.
yeah, and the reason I was gonna say I said that because they're always they used to even Peyton Manning had injuries, but they have a pretty good line over there in Indianapolis. So you put him over there with Quentin Nelson and all that stuff like that, and then he'll do okay. But like I said, I think all in all he's gonna be here. It's just a little sloppy, little situation going. But ain't no doubt on my mind he's gonna be back here in black and purple. But go ahead, Shane. I want to see you next time.
So, Lamar's tweets, we found out that he requested a trade. So, do you think that the Ravens did the right thing by placing a non-exclusive tag on Lamar after he requested the trade?
I mean, yeah, because basically you granted it in a way. You just didn't grant it the way he wanted. So you basically say, what, hey, yeah, you can talk to whoever. And they really did it, honestly, from what I read and saw interviews, they did it for the salary cap. Because 45 would have put us over 20 million versus 32 only put us over like 10 and 11. That'd have been a lot harder to shave that extra 20 million off, the cat, more players would have had to go. So the 32 was more so to get on the cat. It wasn't that they didn't think he was worth the 45 because we all know that's not true. They offered him a contract making 45, 46 million a year. So they know he's worth that. So that whole exclusive tag thing, it just worked for the team because, like I said, it helped us get under the cap. And it can help benefit him because now Lamar I feel tired now. He can go, get his value and all that. So all in all, for both sides, it was the right thing to do. 'Cause now Lamar don't got to feel hostage, and then the Ravens still, do what they got to do to put a competitive football team on the
I agree with everything you just said. It was smart because, like you said, cap wise, it didn't make sense to lock out cap up like that. Possibly had to get rid of other guys just to fit Lamar under, and then he still might not be here. So didn't make sense to do that, particularly when it didn't seem like he was willing to bend when you request a trade. So of course the Ravens shouldn't want to lose him for nothing. So I'm going to still place the non-exclusive tag on you so that it doesn't affect our cap. You can go negotiate your own deal, and either we're going to match it or we'll get two first round draft picks. Now, as Ravens fans, we feel I feel like we deserve more than two picks. Period. I know it's two first round, but we deserve more than two picks if we're going to lose Lamar Jackson. Everybody talks about the market and what quarterbacks get paid. Well, we see what quarterbacks. I mean, we see what teams get when they trade quarterbacks. So, like I saw Shannon Sharp saying, "Oh, maybe a team could call the Ravens and say I'll offer a first and a third or a first and no." Why should the Ravens cut anybody a deal? Okay, if Lamar doesn't want to be here, fine, right? What the position that we in right now was that I'm going to still franchise tag you because I want you here. I don't know any other way to let you know that I do want you here, but you don't like what we've brought to the table for 2 years. So now I'm gonna tag you with the non-exclusive tag so you can go negotiate with whoever you want to talk to. If they value you more and we feel like that's something we can do, we're gonna match it. If not, at least we'll get two first round picks. I mean, the Texans and the Seahawks, they were getting two and three first round picks and other round picks, and the Seahawks got players. So don't try to finesse the Ravens because them and Lamar couldn't come to an agreement where you trying to give them a first and a third or a first and a fourth. No. A second dish. No. It's going to the only two picks we willing to take is the two first round picks. Other than that, we want to haul just like everybody else get when they trade their quarterback. That's my thing that Lamar got to understand. You want to go to a team, do you want that team to have to lose pieces and compensation to help continue to build around you? So he has to understand that too. Even with him putting it out there that he wants to trade, teams might not want to do it. Like us, that's been the biggest thing we've talked about: compensation. I gotta trade for you and pay you. They might not want to do that. So ultimately, the Ravens did the right thing. I know people felt like they were disrespecting Lamar by not giving him the exclusive tag, but to me, this is still a business. That was the best business move. It's not, holding Lamar back from doing what he wants to do. I was talking to someone earlier this week, and they said that the Ravens should be the ones trying to find a trade for Lamar. He shouldn't have to find one. And I'm like, well, that's not the rules. The rules are I placed an honest with tag on you. So, I mean, we want you, sign it, you're ours. Or you can go negotiate with these people over here. You can find your value. If you think we don't value you, then go find it somewhere else. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see that as being disrespectful. You kind of getting what you want. And if it's really all bad, then you would want to go find a team. But from Lamar's own words, I think it's just about money. He didn't mention like coaching, scheme, players, lack of talent. He mentioned not feeling valued. So that's something that can be fixed. The Ravens did the right thing, but I just think that either Lamar needs to so that this doesn't drag out and people continue to like slander him. He should just either go find a team like the Colts, people say, or the Reds. I mean, well, the Washington footballs, whatever they're named, Commanders now. Go talk to them. But if not, go back upstairs with Eric. Well, come to Baltimore, go sit upstairs with Eric DeCosta, and get this thing worked out. Because guess what? That could be holding up whether or not Odell chooses the Ravens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He might not want to come here, not knowing what's going on with Lamar. So a lot of Lamar holds a lot of the chips and getting things rolling with this situation. And I just hope he realizes that, like, it's like we you can go up and down with saying who got leverage, but at the end of the day, the Ravens still can match whatever you get. You know what I mean? So we don't have to trade you at all. We don't. So the only thing that's going to get this moving is him talking to another team and getting the offer, or him and the Ravens actually coming to an agreement.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Yeah, I think they should just go ahead and just, somebody want both sides might to budge a little bit. Like I said, Shannon said, Shannon, I'm saying it's a good deal. Both teams feel like they didn't got it a little bit. So both
Mhm.
feel like they could have worked something a little more. It's a good deal. Everybody's happy. Nothing is never going to be great on both sides. It's just that's just how the scale works. So it got to be
Right.
balanced. The main one side is uneven. So but like you said, teams definitely trade. They got a lot of picks. Like Stafford went for 3 picks and a quarterback, 4 picks and a quarterback. Went for 5 picks a player. Russ went for a haul. And Lamar's younger, and like I said, as an MVP. And those guys don't outside. They don't. They don't have a league MVP. Two of them got a Super Bowl ring, but you know, hey, but so he's definitely gonna go for that safety a bit more. But all in all, I think, like I said, DeCosta and John Harbaugh don't want to start over. They know how this roster is constructed, so they're not trying.
Mhm.
Like
And
I
I
said,
agree.
you get the top 2 pick. Now you gotta hope and pray that the quarterback is ready. And then like I said,
Mhm.
the championship. It's a veteran roster. They trying to win now, not 3 years from now. So they
Right.
put yeah, but all in all, I just think it's just him just saying, look, man, yeah, yeah, I got flaws, whatever the case may be. Every single player in the National Football League got flaws. Even Tom Brady had flaws. But
Mhm.
look what I've able to done. Yeah, I got hurt the last 2 years, like I said. And remember, the knock was he's going to get hurt because he ran too much, and he didn't
Mhm.
get hurt. He got hurt. The same play, a backside edge rusher coming free, and he got
Mhm.
hit. It was just like it was just 2 freak injuries that got happened at the wrong time of the year. So like the durability part, he definitely, like I say, played with all together 60 something games out of 70 something games. So that I mean, you do the math, that's what, 80%. So that's saying durable for me, but that's just me. Somebody might think otherwise. but
Yeah, yeah. Somebody's gonna think otherwise. I'm gonna tell you why they would. If Lamar was hurt the first 2 years and healthy the last three, this wouldn't be a conversation. The problem is that it happened the last 2 years. So it's you just said it's not a you said durability is not a question to you, and I'm saying it maybe is not a question, right? But I think that the narrative will be different if he was injured the first 2 years, right, and then the last three he didn't miss no games. Then what would we be talking about?
it's the same thing, just reverse
No,
order.
it's not. No, what I'm saying is you're talking about his injuries because it just happened the last 2 years. If it happened 5 years ago and 4 years ago, we wouldn't be saying Lamar is injury prone. We wouldn't. We would be talking about he once we would be, all them numbers you just said. That's what we'd be talking about if he was hurt earlier. It's just that because it happened the last 2 years, it's a concern for some people. I'm not saying for me. I'm just saying I just think that if it happened in reverse, this wouldn't even be a conversation.
I mean, you can say
Oh,
that.
go ahead, go ahead.
It's recency bias. I mean, I'll definitely give you that, but he still, like I said, he played 61 games. He missed 10. So 61 out of 71 is still a good ratio. Deshaun Watson missed an entire year. I'm talking injury wise. I'm not even going to count sexual shit or whatever.
Hmm.
He missed an entire year injury wise. Kyler Murray just went down, missed a game. Russ missed an entire season. Aaron Rodgers missed an entire season. I get it. Super Bowl champion. I get it. So nobody's going to talk about that.
But when did it happen? Like in their
No,
career.
I know his more recent, but I'm just saying. I'm
That's
just
what that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like people don't talk about that with them because it's not something that just happened last year or the year before that. That's all I'm saying. Um, so the next topic I have is that if Lamar does get an offer from another team, how do you think the Ravens should handle it? Should they match the offer or should they just let him go and take the two first round picks?
match the offer because getting 2 first round picks is like that's child's play. Just match the offer. That's about it. I don't think nobody's gonna offer nothing crazy where the Ravens can't match, so they'll be able to match it. Because you just getting unless you just say only way you take the 2 first round picks and you feel good about it if it's the Houston Texans, that 1st and 12, because you can get 2 impact players. But anything else, like if the Bucks offer, you get number 20 this year and probably number 30 something next year. Wow, why for what? For what?
Hmm.
So just match.
Yeah, I agree. Because even if they match it and it resets the market, other owners can't be mad at the Ravens because they can look at because basically they were mad at the Browns owner for what he did. So if what they offer Lamar resets the market, the Ravens can say We was just trying to keep our quarterback. It's not like they reset the market themselves. I feel like they should match it. I mean, we've spent the past 4 years building around Lamar. Everything that they've done in my with Lamar in mind. John Harbaugh claims he's not even thinking about he's not preparing for the offseason without Lamar. Like they want Lamar to be there. So my thing is match it. Unless things are really just that bad between them and Lamar. Like if things are really, really that bad, like it's more than what Lamar tweeted, and you feel like that's best for everybody, for Lamar to go, then do it. But my thing is match it, match that deal. Because I don't, because why would you let him go? Like why would you let him go for just two first round picks? You see what I'm saying? Like no, I'm gonna match it, and I'm gonna tell you why you can match it. Because even if Lamar next year says, I really don't want to be here anymore, but he already signed the contract that you matched with the other team, then you can look for a trade, and then maybe you can get more of a haul as far as picks if it comes to that. You know what I mean? But no, they gotta match that. You can't let him walk for just two picks. I'm sorry, you can't.
Yeah, but as far as the resetting the whole market, that that's some bullshit. And the reason I say that because it's going to happen regardless when the next quarterback get paid. So it's like you can't keep something in order. Like the TV money go up every year. They get lost every year. It's going to happen. It's like what do you? It's inevitable. You can't prevent that. When Joe Burrow gets,
Hmm.
we gonna get more probably more and Deshaun. I
Hmm.
heard it. And Trevor Lawrence is like, yeah, I, this is you
Well,
can't.
resetting them. I guess the word I should use is setting a precedent. Like, because like what the Browns did is something that nobody they've never done that before. That's why everybody looking like, what the heck, and mad that they guaranteed that contract because that's not what the NFL do. But I'm just saying, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta match it. You can't let your quarterback walk,
And
even whatever it do.
Jimmy Haslam did nothing wrong. He knew he needed the quarterback because the Burn Bridges were bigger. You can't tell that man to do with his money just because what he shit don't make nobody don't make the 31 owners of it eat me what I'm trying to say. Fuck that all up. Yeah, but that's his money. He feel like I gotta do what I gotta do to get the Deshaun. Y'all don't have to do it. I did it. This is my thing. I mean, it's no guidelines to how you run your football team. As long as you don't do nothing illegal as far as money and all that. If it's within the salary cap, he got it. So yeah, man, you can't. If the other quarterbacks want to try their hand, it's no Lamar ain't doing nothing no different than anybody else. You want to aim here, family. You want
Hmm.
to aim here. Then you're going to work your way down and find some, find something in the middle. It's no different than somebody bidding on a house or a car. You're going to aim high. You're going to aim high, and you're going to drop it down, and you're going to feel like, all right, cool, this is a number we can live with. It's no different. It's no
Yeah.
different.
Well, both people gotta live with that number though.
Yeah, yeah, for
That's
sure.
that's the unfortunate part about sports.
So
So So this week, it was the owners' meetings, I think, in Arizona, and we heard from a few coaches and GMs and owners that spoke, and a lot of them were asked about Lamar. Even teams that have quarterbacks, you wouldn't think they would be in the market. They were also asked about Lamar. Um, what did you think when you well, why do you think that no teams have attempted to reach out to Lamar to negotiate after hearing everything they've said and knowing what we know as of today? Why do you think he hasn't had an offer yet?
large part of it is because they know the Ravens going to match it for them. That's the large part of it. You can throw in the tweaks, you can throw in the injury history. That's just saving face, in my opinion. Some people may really feel that way, but I just think 95% of it is because they know the Ravens going to match it. Because quarterbacks are hard to find, and they know they're not going to just give us, say, hey, go ahead and give us two.
Hmm.
Casa, I'm not a huge fan of him, but he's not stupid because he's not going to just give away a fucking weapon like that for just two first round picks. No.
Hmm.
That's another reason. The people know it's going to get matched. Well, 99%, not unless it's something crazy like 300 million guaranteed. That's the only way the Ravens not matching. Something crazy like that. But
Right.
now they know the Ravens going to match. They don't want to do the Ravens work for them basically. So
I agree. I agree. I think it's more or less that they really do think the Ravens will match. What's the purpose of negotiating? No matter how much Lamar is saying he doesn't want to be there or he requested a trade, if the Ravens want to match, they're going to match it. Again, having this conversation this week, someone said, "Well, the Ravens shouldn't match it." Well, why shouldn't they? That's within their right. Whether y'all like the franchise tags or not, they applied the tag, they applied, and they have rules with that particular tag. So if they want to match whatever is offered to Lamar, they can do that, and that's not being treating Lamar bad or anything like that. From day one, they wanted Lamar, so why should they let him walk? Like I said, unless it's just unrepairable and there's really some issues going on that we don't know about. If Lamar's willing to take us, because I seen Shannon Sharp saying Lamar might take less for somebody else. Well, okay, you take less, the Ravens can still match it. You know what I mean? So either you're gonna once they match it, either you're gonna sign it or you're not, and you're not gonna get paid. Like this whole thing can be ugly when it don't have to be. So for me, matching it makes sense if you get an offer. The only thing I don't agree with you about is like when you said like that it might be BS like about tweets or injuries and stuff like that because I do think that can play a factor.
I
Um,
said some people probably really do feel that way, but
yeah,
majority
like
talk about that.
because think about it this way: if the Ravens know Lamar, like Harbaugh was speaking about Lamar's character, his mom, his daughter, he
Once
loves
you
the guy. Like
why I'm gonna tell you why I said that. Once you finish, I ain't gonna cut you up.
no, and I'm just saying that these other teams don't know Lamar like that. Only thing they know of Lamar is what they've seen on the football field, what they haven't seen on the football field, and they're trying to make a decision based off that. And your extra stuff adds to do I want to be bothered with that? Because if I don't, let's say I don't decide to give you an offer, even if we have a conversation, are you then going to go tweet about what we talked about? The first thing everybody screamed out was collusion when owners were saying no, we're not interested. I don't want to be included in a lawsuit like the Giants and the Dolphins and whoever the other was, the Broncos, whoever the other team was. I don't want to be so it could be a lot of reasons why teams don't or haven't made an offer to Lamar yet. Could it be also that they don't like the fact that he doesn't have an agent? Possibly. They don't know how to
Could
reach him. They don't know how to reach him unless Lamar has sent out a blast email and said, "Hey, this is Lamar Jackson. This is my phone number." I mean, how would they know how to reach him? He's not their football player. Maybe they could call the Ravens and say, "Give me his number." But if I was the Ravens, do I want to get? You know what I mean? Like if you can't get in, you know what I mean? Like that's between y'all and Lamar. I don't gotta get. So I think it's a lot of reasons why, but the number one reason why I think is because they think the Ravens will match it.
yeah, and what you're saying, everything you said was very, very true and possible. But the reason I say it's not gonna be all the way true, because well, just let me finish, and you can say what you want. Deshaun,
Say nothing.
because you know you like to interject a lot, but it's cool. Deshaun, for one, he sat out a whole year, basically. You know, we know why. Then 30 30 something pending sexual assault cases. Tatum said, you know what, we don't give a hell about that. We still want you to come on in and play football for us. You know, just the Browns is up the annex. That's what I said. So, and Lamar has no legal trouble. The most legal trouble Lamar got was driving down the freeway, 90 miles per hour, recording himself, dumb shit like that. But nothing like serious that can put a stain on his career. And then then they knew Deshaun was getting suspended, so they didn't care. That's how bad he won the quarterback. So that little stuff right there, they will swallow that to get a league MVP. That's all I want to say.
Okay. So then the last topic is, as I mentioned in the first topic, that John Harbaugh was literally just sitting down when Lamar hit send on his tweets. So what were your thoughts on how John Harbaugh handled speaking to the media, like literally after Lamar decided to tweet?
He kind of was caught off guard, so he really didn't know how to take it. But I know this for sure. And like I said, I'm not the biggest Harbaugh guy. I do respect him, but he definitely wants eight back for sure. If it was up to him, Lamar would be already signed and sealed and delivered. So he the one that made the decision and say, man, Joe, I love you. You had some great years. You won us a Super Bowl. Trust me, I'll you nobody forget it. But yeah, this is our quarterback going forward. He made that call. The head coach made that call. And that was a gutsy call to make, and it paid off for the most part. So he's definitely attached to Lamar. So he don't want eight to go nowhere. So of course he was called off blindside, so he had to hurry up and and finagle his statements. But he definitely was caught off guard. But and like I said, he definitely wants him here. Ain't no if buts about that when it comes to Harbaugh.
I think he handled it pretty well. He was definitely caught off guard. I don't even know if he knew exactly what Lamar said. He might have been told or showed the tweets literally like right before he sat down. So He didn't even have a chance to digest what was said. But overall, I think he handled it well. He said to me, like I said, I've been having conversations about this, and people who have felt like Harbaugh haven't said or done enough to defend Lamar or take up for Lamar or whatever. And I feel the complete opposite. I mean, in season, you're not going to get a whole lot of talk from John Harbaugh. But after the season and it's off season, to me, he said all the right things. He's not saying that he doesn't want Lamar back. He's still saying we thinking about next season with Lamar as our quarterback. He loves Lamar. So he wasn't going to say anything bad. I just felt so bad for him because I felt like he had to answer questions that he has no control over. And I know we heard from him and Sashi Brown, and Sashi Brown was also asked the same questions. I feel like Eric DeCosta and Steve Bisciotti should have been the ones in front of the cameras because they're the only ones who can answer whatever people want to know. Now, they aren't going to sit up here and probably talk numbers and things like that because that would be unprofessional on their behalf. But the questions that people want to know, only they can answer it. That's why John Harbaugh sat there and said, if it's about money, we can work that out. Like, as a coach, he like fix it, do whatever. Like it's money. We can that's workable, that's fixable. But the owner feels how he feels, and the GM basically got to do what the owner says. Like you can't, regardless of how good a GM is, if the owner doesn't okay it, you can't do it. For the most part, particularly a contract like that. So I feel like those two should have been the ones talking, but overall, John Harbaugh handled it well.
I agree. He definitely did. Like, it's ultimately Steve Bisciotti. Like, let's cut through all courts and corn. EDC just gotta be the first person to take the bullet because he's the GM. But his
Hmm.
sign the check, all he do is negotiate. It's up to Bisciotti. At the end of the day, he the one got to come out and say and speak more and all that. He's a lazy, not the Jerry Jones type and all that. But in this situation, he might gotta be just to let everybody know because he's getting brutally attacked. You know, what I mean, like everybody's coming at his neck. They like, man,
Hmm.
say he being tight and this and that, blah blah blah. Either one, like EDC and Harbaugh, they're just collateral damage. But EDC
Hmm.
shot is the one catching them. People talking about if they don't bring them back, they want to sell their season tickets. It's just I'm pretty sure you know how Roman. So
Hmm.
you need to get out there and at least say something like I want my guy here. It's just a matter of us coming some common ground. Even if you just say something just as cliche as that, it gives a sense of clarity now. People ain't gotta panic and get in uproar. Because right now it's splitting the fan base into twos, and I don't like it. I don't like it whatsoever. It's cool to have opinions, but yeah, people calling people mall fans, like and this, that, and the third. I've never heard nobody say that with no other player but him. And it's just like, why do that? Like, you can love the Ravens and still want the Ravens to keep their best players. Nothing wrong with that. But I've never heard nobody say, oh, Ray Lewis fans or Avery fans or anybody like that. So why we got to do that with the quarterback? That's just my only thing that I hate with this whole saga.
I agree.
That's it. That's all you got for us, yeah?
That's it.
Great show. Like I said, sorry for the late start. That was on me. Still working up this. Shannon knows she actually took me to go get the laptop. She's the MVP. So I'm still getting everything slowly but sure set up with that. So, I'll be all some good stuff on that. But, good old reliable phone do just as good. So everybody, thank y'all. Thank y'all for being patient. Appreciate it. We'll be back Tuesday, mock draft Tuesday. I'm gonna add my those topics and then this week we did build the all-time lead, all-time Ravens offense with current players and past players. Next week we're gonna do defense. So each week I'm gonna just have little like stuff like that so we can just have something to talk about just besides the Lamar Jackson problem. So
Hmm.
Thursday, enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend. Happy, get ready for Easter the following week and all that stuff like that. Uh,
Hmm.
thing before we get out of here.
No, I'm good.
All right, everyone, make sure y'all trade. Y'all know what it means. Talking Ravens all day, every day from your host, Justin P. And from my co-host, the lovely Miss Shannon Fitz. Make sure y'all follow on Twitter, IG, Facebook, all that stuff like that. And also make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon channel and all that too. It's only $2 a month. Love y'all. We see y'all Tuesday. Same bad time, same bad channel. We're
Bye, Justin.
out.